There. Okay, so we're doing teacups. This is our Lanakila Zoom session. And we're doing teacups. So teacups is a really nice exercise. You can use it just to loosen up the shoulders, right? The shoulder joints. You can put a little bit more intent into the circling here and develop the wrist and the forearms a little bit more. Right? You're cutting across all the meridians of the body and hooking. So there's a lot of different things that we can do. It can be very physical, it can be very energetic from there. But it comes down to coming back, right? And then coming forward. So rising and turning the palms out and hooking and spiraling down and then coming through the waist, right? So either back, drawing back, or forward. Okay? So first recognizing the two basic movements, right? Back and forward. Relax the hip, relax the waist so it can move. So even doing both hands, you want to feel that the hip and the pelvic joints are loose. See? Yeah. You don't have to copy me exactly, right? I'm kind of just going back and forth, just switching between back and forth. I think you can do it one time or multiple times, right? Yeah, so don't worry. Yeah. Just get used to recognizing, right, the back movement and then the forward movement. So doing two palms together is just a nice warm-up, right? They can really overlap, right? So they hit the center and then draw, and they can get close to each other but not quite overlapping. Right? So, yeah. And it's not one better than the other. But pay attention to the shoulder blades, relax the shoulder blades. Okay, and then do one side. And as you do one side, then you can turn your waist more. You can really start to turn your waist more. As you learn to turn your waist, you realize that even when you do two palms together, you can still turn your waist. It'll be small turns and they'll just keep coming back to center. So just a lot of wiggling kind of movements coming on. Yeah. Keep the shoulder down, let the elbow hang down, turning right around the spine. Right? If I'm moving too fast, just let me know. I'll slow it down. And if you rewatch these on YouTube, the nice thing about YouTube, if you haven't discovered it, there's a little settings button in the bottom right-hand corner. Especially if you're using your computer and the mouse. But if you click on that little settings button, you can change the speed of the video you're watching. Yeah, so forward. So you can speed it up or you can slow it down. Yeah. So that's probably the other good reason for me to tape and put it out there for you. So you can slow down the movement to what works. And nice thing about videos, you can stop and rewind. If I'm learning something brand new, I'm just wearing out the rewind button. So it's nice having it on computer. Because when we did it on tape, right, we literally worry about rewinding so many times because we're physically stretching the tape and wearing it out. And you can see the deterioration over time. Yeah. So just practice forward and backwards, just learn those two basic movements. Yeah? And then do the other side. And as you turn the waist, really consciously turn the waist. If you need to stop the movement, right? If you need to slow down, study each movement, just break it down until you can join them and do them continuously. When you come here, be careful you're not lifting your shoulder, right? If I lift my shoulder, it's going to tilt my body, and that's where I get that bend in. So when you come here, keep the shoulder blade down. Right here. So I lift my hand up, but keep the shoulder blade down. Then my body won't tilt to the side. And turn the waist. And you'll start to feel how turning the waist will start to drive the motion of your arm. So turning the waist will draw it back, and just flip it out and come up and turn. Okay? And then every so often hold something. Practice holding something in your hand. So even if I grab this little stick here, right, and I hold it, and I'm kind of opening and closing, I don't want to choke it, I just want to hold it lightly. Right? It will affect, actually holding something will help to affect your correct your mechanics, because you don't want it to fall, and you can start to feel that leverage even though it's something really light. Right? Yeah. See? Yeah. So just kind of holding something and just lightly holding something. Right? You don't hold something, right? You have so much freedom of movement that you can really get out of sync. Right? Where's your left hand? Where's your left hand? Yeah.
Oh, I did have something to hold for them.
Yeah, if you're like her, then you could hold something in two hands. Right? So like those little weighted bars, we're talking about the PVC pipes. Right? If you made short ones, just for your hands, you could be holding a short PVC pipe, right, with the little weight. Right, so in the beginning, just go back and forth. So once you start turning your waist, right, with one palm, and then you go back to two palms, you can see that you can still turn your waist. Right? So that the waist turn is actually in there, right? So I can turn your waist while you're moving. You have to bend your knees, right? Bend your joints, relax a little bit, so you can have that folding and unfolding. Right? So as I'm turning, yeah. And while you're turning, relax the shoulder joints, relax all these joints. So as you're turning, the hands can just wiggle, right? They can just follow and go with the movement. They don't fight the movement. Yeah. So when you do this movement, doesn't it look like that Arabian dancing? And right? That's the kind of movement. You can see what they have to do, right? They're turning, the hips are moving, but the hands, the shoulders are relaxed, so they follow the movement. Yeah. Never quite noticed that before. Oh, we're going to have to watch Aladdin and those old, was it the Bing Crosby, Bob Hope road shows, right? Was it Dorothy Lamour? You guys thought I was young, right? I didn't know those. Oh, I was looking at the video. I was telling you that we did the Facebook Live for that Hawaiian immersion school, and it was out in the sun. So, I'm running around doing photography, so the video shows me running around with photography, and I said, wow, that's what I look like. But I'm such a distraction because the glare coming off my white hair. Yeah, I'm not 20, I'm not 40. I'm not even 50. Okay, so easy enough, right? Rising and turn. Learn to turn your body to bring your hand to the side, right? Don't yank the joints out, right? Turn and coming back. Now you can make the movements larger. I can really open up my hand and I can turn and extend. And when I extend, I can pull my shoulder, the shoulder blade, not just yanking my hand out, but it's feeling my shoulder blade extending while the palm turns. Okay, and then I can draw it back. And as I turn, it cuts and it extends out. So if I turn sideways, right, when I come here, you can see that I'm turning and drop my shoulder blade so it doesn't lift like this. Drop my shoulder blade, stretch my fingertips, and as I turn back, I'm drawing it close to me. So if I face you here, as I draw back, shoulder blade down, but you can see the palm, it's like wiping a wall close to me, and then dropping down, and as I turn, it cuts out. So as I turn, it cuts out. Okay, So that's one modification where I'll face 45 degrees. Right? Where it's a large circle. I have to really drop. As I turn, it folds. As I turn, it comes out away. Right? So the arm movement is larger. Right? I can really turn and rotate. Right? So by modifying the size of this and how much I turn and how much I stretch, right? I can put more emphasis on the development of the muscle, the tendons and ligaments, right? Stretching the development, and I can put a lot more twist in my movements, right? Or we can just make it soft and warm up. Yeah? So play with how large the movements are and really emphasize the turning and allowing your body to turn and fold. When I come here and I turn, it comes back close to my body, right? It folds to me. Dropping my shoulder and I turn and it comes away. Right? The same thing rising, right? I can turn, it'll come up. You can see how big my arm is, relaxing and turning, opens up. And as I turn, it brings the whole arm back and scooping. So it can be a really large turn, right? Rotating and twisting and spiraling the joints to really develop the ligaments and tendons. It almost feels, or it feels like I'm leading with my fingertips sometimes when I do this. Like the fingertips are just diving and splitting something, right? If you've ever had two sheets of paper or just something and you need to kind of slide something underneath your finger to separate something out, that's that feeling where the fingers are just diving underneath, right? Two little sheets of paper or parchment paper or wax paper, whatever it is, and just trying to get underneath that. It's carefully separated, right? It's that kind of feeling where it's just getting right in there, right? And scooping and carrying. So again, carry something, sometimes anything, right? It can be my eyeglass case, but just to hold something kind of changes, right? And slowly, you can see where you have to grab, right? And the control you need. So carrying something, even anything small or light, will help to refine your movement. And then not carrying something will allow you to explore further, to really extend. But you can see where those movements come in. So start switching right and left. Right? So you rotate right and left hand, whether it's coming backwards or forward. And you have to bend your knees. Right? Bend your knees, allow a lot of movement. Yeah. Allow your waist, relax your hip, relax your pelvic joints. The opposite hand, make sure it's just resting nicely, it's not too tight. And eventually, as you move them, both arms will start moving together. So before one movement ends, the other one can start coming out. Before this ends, this will come out. Let's go slowly. Right here, this hand is starting to already come out. This hand is already rising. Together. Look, together. Together. Two hands. Together. Two hands. So it takes time. Yeah, for those of you who haven't heard my story, when I was learning this, it took me a lot of attempts, a lot of restarts to be able to do this. Yeah. So if I'm trying to make it so two hands are moving, you just take your time. And if you can't do two hands moving, right, that tells you just have to focus on one hand and really get the idea of one hand back, right? Just get that basic movement and one hand forward. When I used to come forward, I'd get so confused before, and then going back and forth. So that's why my emphasis on learning You know, really learning one hand forward, one hand back. What is the movement? Okay? And just going back and forth and back and forth. You can see myself turning, so I can rise if I want to, and I can sink. Right? I tend not to do that too much, but you can learn to do that. This movement always reminds me of doing butterfly or breaststroke in swimming. Coming up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then since we're standing, add a change of stance. So you could step up. Okay? I can step up and I can shift back and forth. Right? Right? Step back, shift back and forth. Step back, shift back and forth. Right? Step back. Right? Come over here. Okay. Well, there you go. I'll turn, so come over here. So I'm going to step back, and then I'm going to shift forward, and I can add the step. Right? I can pick up my leg to force myself to step. So if you add the stepping, eventually you'll see how this translates to walking, right? Walking, you're carrying your groceries, you're shopping, you're just carrying your purse, you're walking around, right? Okay, the backhand. Okay. So just walking in place, right? When you walk, just pick up your knee, just chamber that. We call chambering that. Picking up my leg will force all my weight to shift. So do it slowly, so you have to really feel yourself center. If you go too fast, you can cheat, right? You can just fall into place. If you go slowly, you might have to almost pause, make sure 100%, right? Then 100%, and then 100%, and then 100%. You can do two hands, right, back and forth. And then of course we can switch leg. So even going back and forth, right, you still want to turn your waist. Turn, 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 and turn. You turn your waist, you can relax your arms with the turn of your waist. Right? Back and forward. Okay. So back and forward, turning the waist, turning the waist, turning the waist, other hand. Okay. And just take your time, do your pace that's comfortable for you. Okay. Alternating, doing all the same drills, just that we're adding the leg. Okay. So if you walk in place, then you can practice stepping up. So you could start with a straight line, right? So right, I could just come here, right, and then step up, right, shifting back and forward, then stepping up, shifting back and forward, and then I want to turn my foot, right, and step up in here. Okay, so let me do that again. Right, so it doesn't matter, start off left or right. Right? So this is like the brush knee. I come here, I want to turn my whole foot out, right? So I can turn my body, step up, turn my whole leg out, step up. Oh, I had some instability issues right there. Step up and here. So I'll face you, and then you can see how my leg turns in and out. So as I has to turn out, right? Step up, and I can either leave that there, or as I'm turning, right, I could turn that leg with me already. And it's going to pull the back leg up. Right here, right? I can turn my leg, my whole body together, shift, and then step up. So while you're learning, there's no again, it's not one right or one wrong, right? You're breaking up the movements. I could just turn like this, hands resting, right? And then step up, and then do the hand movement, right? And then learn to turn the leg, turn the waist. I'll bring the back leg up, right? And then add the hand, right? And then turn the waist, and then step up, right? And then add the hand. So you can break down the movement, right, to the legs and hands, and then you can slowly start adding them together. So again, making drills is not difficult, right? It's what works for you. Or I can step and I can turn together, right? I'm already shifting from here, so I have to step up already. And then the other hand is going to turn, and then so in this drill, I'm doing a continuous step, right? Coming here, I'm already stepping up and switching hands. I'm turning, and I'm already stepping up. And the other hand is already coming up, right? Turning, finish the turn, I'm already stepping up. Okay? So break it down, step, hands separately, or start combining them. Right? And you can do, just work on it, what works for you. Right? And you can ask me questions about it, and you can come back and visit. Okay. All right, so just relax. Yeah, shake everything out. Come back for the ending. Yeah. So just quick review. The big concept, the big skill, expand and relax. So and in Chinese called song. Song is just relaxation, but within the relaxation, you want to expand the body. That's part of silk reeling. So expand, but relax. Relax every joint, relax every muscle. And then the other thing we reviewed was the silk reeling and the 5 elements, right? As the palms pass each other. Okay. Turning the waist, learn how to turn the waist without tilting the body. And as we do the teacups, right, the bottom hand cuts across all the meridians, so it can be a lot of physical development, right, of the ligaments and tendons, a lot of spiraling move. There's a lot of energetic move in there also. And then just take your time. Yeah, you can, like I say, you can use it just to loosen up the shoulders and the joints, right? And of course, just back and forward. Okay, so feet together. Okay. Lightly press the inside of your knees together. This is our ending, but these are lightly energetic movements, right? Dropping down. And as you inhale, coming up, lightly stretching, so lifting your heels up a little bit, and then shoulder blades. Directing the chi through the body. Tip of the tongue, right? Dropping down. Again, breathing in, putting your mind high in the universe, high in the sky, gathering that chi around you. Letting all the joints go, relaxing, flowing everything down through the body, into the earth. The feet are heavy, sinking into the earth. One more time. Right? When you come up, be careful you don't overextend your joints. Okay, bring your palms together. Bring your forearms and elbows together. Touch the inside of your knees. If you want, you can separate your feet a little bit and let just the inside of your knees gently touch. Try to get your elbows touching, and my thumb is right on my forehead. And try to tuck the tailbone in under you. Right, top of the head is suspended, feet are flat, and just rock your body, your whole body back and forth until you feel that nice, where that nice solid center balance is. And just breathe right here. Belly is relaxed. Eyes can be lightly closed, and I'm going to play the bell. This will be our closing meditation. You slowly relax and stand and shake everything out. Yeah. And end with at least one last cycle, yeah? Or maybe 3 cycles. Yeah, just to relax and flush everything out, yeah? Okay. All right, so just shake everything out, yeah? Do a little pounding, loosen up everything, right? Move around. Okay. Oh, let's do this one. Yeah. Just drop your arms and just your fingertips grabbing and gently pulling those muscles away from your cervical. Right? Just walking up and down. Yeah. And then turn your head while you do. Do everything you can do to loosen up those neck muscles and prevent them from getting too tight and locked. The arms just have to relax and drop down so you get the weight of your arms. Yeah, this past couple of weeks as my body has tightened up, I mean it stems from the leg exercises I've been doing. My neck even tightened up, so throughout the day I'll turn my neck and I'll hear a little click going on back there, and I know it's just the muscles tensing and pulling the cervical together. Yeah. Okay, just finish up. Come, finish up. Okay, so thank you everybody. So yeah, we'll keep these Sunday classes going as long as we can. And when there's a change, just kind of watch. And for those of you who want the PVC, just send me notes. You can write to Susie. Susie can forward it to me, and then I'll email you back, and we can have a little discussions. If yeah, and like I said, it's that bar that I showed. And so you can kind of guesstimate. This is about 3. I cut them in 3 feet. This is a 3 foot length. So even for Bonnie, come a little closer. And then so you can see for her, yeah, how heavy does that feel to you?
Heavy.
Yeah. And that's just 5 pounds. So 5 pounds can be a lot of weight, or can be a little light. But yeah. So she just rolls it right on the muscle from there. Yeah. When you do weights, you know, be careful, especially rolling weights. Like we're on carpet, so she drops this, you know, the carpet will absorb it. But if you have hardwood floors and you drop something, right, you're dinging your floors, so you also be a little bit careful on there. Yeah.
Mat, yeah.
Yeah, exercise mat or cushions or something. Yeah. And if you have grandchildren, you got to be careful because they like to go, oh wow!
And they drop it on their toes.
New sword! Oh. So you have to teach your children. Mark Cheng, my friend in the mainland, he's like all around martial artist, and he's teach from small. He's got weapons all over the place, so he constantly talks about this, that his kids are good, right? He's got swords, knives, blades, all kinds of stuff. He's into so many things, and he teaches them a lot. But he taught them from the beginning, yeah, safety. And these are not toys, yeah.